one of my favorite homes that I ever sold. We called it like the George Washington. It was an old colonial that a couple had built. I had come up over in a suit, so I'm like a year in the business, and I wear this suit all the time, and I'm doing a lot of deals. I closed like 34 transactions my first year. So I have this couple that had called me and wanted me to come take a look at their home, and they had seen some of my information out there. This home, whenever I walked into it, was absolutely beautiful. It was not the biggest home. I think it was only like probably 3,000 or 4,000 square feet. It was between somewhere in there, but it was so nice. So she was like the Pinterest girl, like the Pinterest lady that would she could stage. Like God gifted her with staging. Well, some of the highlights of that home, I remember the lighting was perfect. It was like all dim, and everything was on dimmers, and it was set. So they had this vibe in there. It was so beautiful. And then they had the music going, and they had different zones, so the music was at different levels throughout the house, and it was on like, it wasn't classical, but it was like jazz in the background type thing on Spotify. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, or something like that. And so I walk into this beautiful home, these beautiful hardwood floors, and they have 2 daughters, and it's a 3-bedroom home. We've got it listed for like $500,000. By the way, it sold super fast. I think there was 3 fireplaces in the house. She had chicken wire on the pantry door. It was yellow. It was such a cute modern. They had the old plantation shutters in there. Very, very high end. Like that home today is probably worth $800,000 for a 3-bedroom. And then the outside was beautiful too with the landscaping. And I remember I pulled up and I was in my old what was it? It was a old Monte Carlo, and I pulled up, and I put some of my wheels on their grass, and they had just laid the grass, and it was fescue. It was terrible. He was like, "Oh, you killed my babies," and I was like, "Oh my God." But he ended up not signing the paperwork that day, and so I left, and I was just like, dude, if I don't ever list a home, I want a home like that. It's so beautiful. He had called me back and was like, man, I just have something in me telling me that I need to go with you. I need to list my home with you. And I was like, oh my God, I got that listing. Matt and Brandy, thank you so much. I'll never forget listing that home and what that home did for me. So I'd go on and use that property on my property flyers and stuff like that. And because I was still like a new agent and learning and like hadn't broken into the luxury market, it was so cool that they gave me that opportunity to come in there, and that we priced it right, and that, you know, it was funny too, really quickly. After they moved into the new home that they built, which is absolutely gorgeous, and they still live there today. If you guys ever want to sell it, you know, I'll help you. But they thought about coming back and buying the house back because it was so pretty. And so we were looking into that, and they had found another piece of property that they wanted instead. And well, no, that wasn't it. What happened is they wanted to move back, and I said, listen, before you go back and buy it, just have Brandy stage your home that you're in. And he was like, okay, all right, what do you think that we can get for it? So she stages it, and I come back to look at the home. It's like a month later. He's like, we love it. We absolutely love this property. And so they never moved, and they still live there today on 20 acres or 25 acres. He has a huge barn, huge house. It's another one like colonials where they kind of build on. They do such good work. I'm trying to get him to like do this full time, but I understand y'all's situation. And anyways, I didn't mean this video to be about you guys, but the house was so cool, and for you guys to help me in that moment. I think it was like 2014 or something, and today it's like almost 2026. So that was a pretty cool moment. But that was like, I still think about that home today because of the lighting and the music, like that sound, and just, there's so much you can do with color, sound, and lighting. Like, you get those 3 things working with you, oh my God. That's how we make movies. Like, this is movie magic. Everything that I've been talking about, we've been doing overlays with some of the pictures to try to showcase how pretty that home was. Those pictures don't do that home justice. You had to be there in the moment. The people that looked at that home that didn't write an offer, they were like, that is a gorgeous home, and you are not gonna be on the market long, I'll promise you. And it was like the second or third, I think it was the 3rd showing that I got sold. Gone, over. It's pretty cool. It's one of my favorite homes still today. That was in Owasso, across from Stone Canyon, but it wasn't Stone Canyon. It was across from Stone Canyon. And Oak Ridge at Cooper Ranch. That's where that property was. I'll never forget that home off 100th Street. Beautiful home. I went on to sell the people's homes next door, Tamison, and then so I still think about that home all the time. That's been years and years ago. So.